Hello everyone, and welcome to some horrific news. Right, this news is only out a week that the Blair Witch project is getting rebooted, and it looks like we're getting a bit of controversy. Not from the fans, but from internal. As always, the link to the article will be in the description, so you can check it out for yourself, but we'll go through it now and have a wee talk about it. The Blair Witch Project star Joshua Leonard slams Lionsgate over reboot. It's been 25 years of disrespect. Leonard calls the Blumhouse produced reimagining icky and classless. Well, there's non-controversial words to start off, so straight out of the gate, I don't think he's too happy. Back in 1999, Joshua Leonard made his acting debut in the now iconic found footage film The Blair Witch Project. In the last 25 years, he's directed 5 of his own films and starred in dozens of others, but is still fighting to be taken seriously in Hollywood. At last week's CinemaCon, Lionsgate and Blumhouse announced the development of The Blair Witch Project Reboot. I hate the way they do it. Oh, look at that. They've got the quotation marks backwards as well. Fuck's sake. Sorry. This has become... These latest articles have become grammar corrections because, my word, it's not even like whoops, it's like glaringly awfully written. Anyway, let's crack on. Blair Witch Project Reboot. Leonard's face was on the press release, but in an April 12th social media post, he said he knew nothing about the project. Oh wow, that's brilliant. So the company will stick your face on the promo for their latest thing and not even tell you. Hollywood, man, what a lovely place for the lovely people. That's all I'm saying. Just absolute legends. This is my face on a press release for a film being made by 2 major studios. Both I've worked for, both I respect. Leonard wrote on Facebook. The weird part is that I didn't know anything about it until a friend sent me a congrats screenshot yesterday. My frustration is compounded because, I'm guessing that is, I've been trying to get at Lionsgate to engage. Okay, right. So this is obviously being copied and pasted from the tweet. Like, how lazy are you as an article? If you can quote somebody but type it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's start that again. My frustration is compounded because I've been trying to get Lionsgate to engage for over a month about the Blair Witch Project charity screening I'm putting together for a positive fest to raise money for artists without healthcare, and no one will get back to me. You'd think that would be a good idea if you're planning a reboot, get the Blair Witch talking again by having events, or maybe they don't want to because they're rebooting it. Two trains of thought there, but then why stick his face on the promo? Oh god. But right, this bugs me. This is an article, okay? You don't have to copy and paste from the tweet. You can quote it, and you can type full words. It's okay to type full words. He's obviously done it because of the character limitations, which makes sense, and he's tagged Landscape and Positive Phase, right? So that's fair enough, that's a tweet, but this is a news article. Bloody type the thing in, you lazy bent bastard, whoever. You lazy individual. Absolute oxygen thief. Anyway, back to the article. I think we can see what way this is going today. Leonard added that the news made him start thinking a lot about this time after seeing my Blair Witch Project collaborators recently and sharing memories. Sweet and fucked up ones. Okay, this guy can't speak for a start. Okay, so he's thinking about a lot about this time. Right. Was he thinking about the time of the Blair Witch Project making it? Has he been thinking about his collaborators recently? Because I don't know. God, that is the clunkiest. See, in terms of clunky sentences, my God. Ugh. This is the problem. I don't claim to be intellectual by a stretch, but I'm not an idiot. Not a complete idiot anyway. Some of my life choices would suggest otherwise. But if you're going to speak plainly. If you're not highbrowed or if you're not a wordsmith, don't try to be. Just speak plainly, and it's fine. In fact, you get more respect if you just speak plainly, and as long as what you're saying is making sense. But when you try to serve people portions of word soup and you're just gibbering, yeah. Anyway, is this my first IndieWire article? Yeah, I think it is. Right, we'll see how many. I thought who the ones was the IMDb ones I was reading from, and they were horrendous recently. Did 2 of those, and God, it was hurt my brain reading those. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted again. Back to the article. Let's go. He then went on to list a series of assertions surrounding the release of the Blair Witch Project and later navigation of Hollywood. In 1999, Blair Witch Project's OG distributor, Artisan Entertainment, later acquired by Lionsgate, claimed they have released the most profitable independent film ever, but for 1 million grossed at 250 million plus. While internally they told us that they were actually losing money from marketing expenses, so we might wind up owing them. $. Leonard wrote. A Hollywood insider told the press that we were paid $4 million as a buyout for our ownership points, while in reality we made $300k and never saw another dime. After buying a car and paying off his student loans, Mike was back moving furniture within 12 months of the release, while still on magazine covers. Leonard continued that since the found footage film blurred the lines of narrative filmmaking and reality, there were more complex legal issues. Because we used our real names in the first film, the studio claimed copyright. We had to take him to federal court to win our names back. Leonard wrote, there were many factors that made Blair Witch Project a success: timing, marketing, etc. There's also the fact that us weirdos got together with virtually no resources and made a film that worked. Can we just go on record and say that the film itself is a huge part of why we're still talking about it 25 years later? And that he makes a fair point. It was the start of a genre. It was unique. The hype, I think we were talking about this during the Abominable Snowman review, Steve and I. People want to get hyped and they'll buy into Mania. So the whole thing of it being real, people believe what they want to believe. It's part of the sort of marketing, then people want to get excited, and that's fair enough. Americans as always take it too far because that's just don't breed with your relatives and farm animals, in decent countries send their their cast-offs, and you do that, you get Americans. But yeah, they took it way too far with just getting them with the fun, like proper, once again, religious zealotry coming of this is real. But yeah, film on its own, great. I'm not a fan of found footage. And the reason, even in this movie, a lot of the contrived points of running around, filming when you shouldn't, realistically, you should just be dropping the camera and running, etc. I've went over it ad nauseum why I don't like found footage films. But you have to give this respect for what it did. It completely shook things up, and that's cool because it always refreshes things. The show as well that you don't have to go through the tired formulas. So always props to them. It then got beat to death. The found footage genre got beat to death. Just dead horse, doesn't even come into it. They took the dead horse that was already beaten to death and they beat it again. Like, they really went overboard with these. The only one of recent times I have to say I really enjoyed was Deadstream. But then again, that was taking found footage, but it was taking a different direction of a streamer, and they managed to freshen that up. And that's, once again, there was taking a tired genre that's been done to death and actually giving it a fresh look, and you got to engage a movie out of it. So it's always possible, and it's good when these independent projects come along and shake them up. It's just sad the way the corporations act, because, oh, here's something's work, let's do everything we can to screw over the creators. Where when you think of the money that these corporations waste on stupidity, paying the actual artists to do the creation seems to be, it's like these corporations that, the staff that actually deliver, the sales staff, the people in the service industry who actually provide the service, the people that actually build the things, they treat them like absolute dirt. But they will pay middle managers and they will pay people 5 steps away from the actual process where they remove nothing will actually change. Stupid amounts of money. They'll waste it on guff rather than actually looking after the people that directly provide the product or service that creates their profits. And it's the same with the entertainment industry. The actual creators are treated like crap. It's ridiculous. Look at even into publishing and everything else. Yes, there is a glut, hence why it's hard as well to make money from it, but everything's stacked against you. Even a minimum wage employee gets treated better than a creative just trying to make their way. They're doing the lion's share, they're doing the creating the product, building the hype, marketing themselves, and the corporations are creaming off the top and then still treat them like the absolute guff. So this is not a new story of studios and corporations just being shitty people. But anyway, well, I suppose you are kind of here for this. We're discussing the article and the sort of thoughts behind it. So this is not surprising me at all, this behaviour. But let's crack on and get on with the article. So the Blair Witch Project was released in 1999 and grossed a whopping $248 million at the global box office. The feature spawned 2 additional franchise films, plus the Lionsgate operated Las Vegas escape room experience, Escape Blair Witch. Oh, I knew about one sequel, and it was Book of Shadows. It was horrendous. Didn't know about the third one. I suppose I'd already noped out of the whole genre by then. I am so proud of our little punk rock movie, and I love the fans who keep the flames burning, Leonard concluded. But at this point, it's 25 years of disrespect from the folks who have pocketed the lion's share of the profits from our work, and that feels both icky and classless. Oh, you clickbait wankers. So he's not calling the reboot icky in classes. He's saying their behaviour. Oh, you clickbait cunts. That is disingenuous from this article, right? There's no need for that. The guy's making a valid point. It's a fair report, but you've deliberately misquoted them here. Oh, you dickheads. I hate that. This is where you end up. You just can't trust anybody, and you can't trust news. You can't. There was no need to misquote him. What he's saying is, inflammatory, newsworthy enough. The fact he's speaking out is newsworthy enough. You don't need to go that extra mile. What's icky in classes are these in quote marks journalists who copy and paste from tweets and don't even friggin' type it out. You lazy bastard, and then you misquote for click. Not impressed. Sorry, this is going to turn into another rant. Leonard later shared with IndieWire that after his Facebook post, a representative for Lionsgate did respond to his charity screening request 6 weeks since his initial outreach. Leonard told Lionsgate that he was deeply saddened it took a public effort to make a bunch of noise, calling the studio out on social media for a representative to reply. The excuses just make me angry, Leonard wrote, as prolonging the gaslighting within attempts at retroactive appeasement feel like a further insult. Prolonging the gaslighting within attempts at retroactive. This guy can't speak. This guy, honestly, and I'm a Northern Irish man, and I mispronounce and misquote and butcher language like nobody else. We are an expert race at it. But this guy is ridiculous. He just can't speak. Stop trying to be clever. Say what you need to say, but just do it plainly. Because you can't speak like this. You're tripping over your own words. And you're destroying your argument because you sound like a bit of a muppet. But anyway, let's get this article finished, or I'm going to be here for an hour. After the Blair Witch Project success, Leonard went on to star in horror film Unseen, made his directorial debut in 2011 with The Lie, and starred in and helmed 2021 indie Fully Realized Humans. That one I've seen, I think. God, I think I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that one. Been ages. Can't remember anything about it. I've heard Unseen, but I haven't watched it, and The Lie is just generic as anything, so I'm not even familiar. IndieWire has reached out to Lionsgate Film and Blumhouse for comment. Blumhouse I don't know what's happened there. Has there been a change of leadership or in the boardroom or something? They were the powerhouse of, mainstream horror. And they've been a bit silly. Ban the Exorcist franchise for, what was it, 350 million or billion or something stupid like that. Was it billion or million? I think it was billion. It was a lot of money. No, it was million, right. I think it was a lot of money anyway. Ban that franchise, and there's no way they were getting that money back. And there just seems to be their names cropping up a lot, and not in a highly positive way. So I don't know what's going on there. Has this started from the merger with Atomic Monster? That weird sort of hybrid merger, but they're separate entities, but they're together, but like an open relationship, isn't it? Something like that anyway. They've started to get a bit silly lately. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Unless they're just appearing more in the news than normal. Something's changed at Blumhouse, and I don't think it's going in a good direction. I think they need to check themselves and go back to just doing what they do best, which is lasagna, comfort food, horror. That's what they do. It's not challenging, it's not edge your seat, but just that nice, comfortable franchises that people enjoy in horror movies that just put bums in seats. Just go back to doing that, because that's what you're best at. And Lionsgate have never had a brilliant reputation. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's get back to the article. I'm going to get this finished. I'm nearly there. Leonard isn't the only original filmmaker to speak out on a Lionsgate remake. The Crow director, Alex Proyas, voices disdain for any reboot of the film that saw the death of actor Brandon Lee, the son of martial artist Bruce Lee, who was also killed on set during the final days of production when a prop gun fired. The Crow is not just a movie. Brandon Lee died making it, and it was finished as a testament to his lost brilliance and tragic loss. It is his legacy. That's how it should remain, Proyas wrote on Facebook. He previously said in 2017 via Facebook that any remake seems wrong to me. Can't argue with that, and plus the trailer looks absolutely horrendous. I know I didn't bother reacting to it. Awful looking. The Blair Witch Project reboot is one of the many horror franchise reimaginings in the work. Original features The Black Phone and It Follows, both landed sequels, with The Exorcist and The Omen receiving new franchise installments. The first Omen prequel has been teased to kick off a new timeline set decades before the original classic. Oh god, the crap has come to horror now. Reboot, rehash, remake, regurgitation. We thought we were safe. We thought that the horror genre was vibrant enough to at least stay away from the Hollywood crap in terms of all this nonsense, that there's enough ideas out there. But no, it's now fallen into the same tried and tested and failed shite that's seeing every other franchise being destroyed and seeing these companies lose money hand over fist. Here we go. Folks, the only thing I can say is look for indie projects. Indie horror creators are the way forward to keep the franchise going. This is a blip in the mainstream. Let those sort of films crack on. Support your indie artists who will continue to make horror movies after all this is blown over and the next phase of whatever guff comes from Hollywood. Yeah, this is studios. These are the movies they're funding because they're just filled with morons. But yeah, that's a bit of a kick in the bits for this guy Joshua. Didn't need to treat him that badly. No need for it. But Samantha Bergson, you're a bit of a muppet yourself. That's not what he said, you bitch. You didn't have to do that. This article got my interest, is worth talking about. You didn't need to do that. Why did you do that? That's a direct misquotation, and you even contradict yourself in the article. Why? What are you trying to achieve? All you're doing is losing your integrity as a quote mark journalist. So if I see your name pop up, I'm just gonna think you're an idiot. Like you deliberately did that and there was no point. Served no purpose. This is enough. That's enough of a title to get people interested in reading it. This, whatever we think about the remake, reboot, you're putting your own words there and you're lying. Don't do that. If you're trying to make a point, don't do shit like this. That's not right. And that's where I'm personally, no time for you. But still, I'll leave the link to the article because that's what I do. Let me know what you think about this. Are you excited about the reboot of another old movie? Are you excited about another installment of a sequel that didn't have a sequel originally written, but just cash cow, cash cow? We're back to the DVD sequels, aren't we? Of old. Let's one good movie happens, then you get 4 or 5 DVD, straight to DVD reboots. That's what's happening. But it's happening in the mainstream. It'll never change. All we'll have to do is just keep filtering. Keep filtering, folks. Find the good stuff. But that'll do it for now. So, as always, keep updated with the channel, do the type of clicky things. Until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.